Greetings from Paraguay. In this video, I'm going to discuss a topic that many of you have asked about, and that is how to deal with, wrestle with, or manage the infrastructure when you live in or spend a lot of time in an emerging market country. Most of you are from the West, the collapsing West, and are looking at other options. Good, you should, either as a place to move to or a place to set up international plan B. But you might be concerned that if you live somewhere like Ecuador or Thailand or Cambodia or here in Paraguay, that you won't have the creature comforts and other necessities of life that you are accustomed to in the West. So in this video, I'm going to cover all that stuff right now. The first category is living conditions. What if I can't find a nice house? What if I can't find a nice apartment? So here's the general answer to that question. As a Westerner, most likely your money, your US dollars, euros, what have you, are going to go a lot stronger and a lot farther in an emerging market country, which means everything will be cheaper. This means you will be able to live in or spend time in, probably, in most cases, the nicest part of town, the safest part of town in the newest buildings and the newest, nicest homes. Now, I'm generalizing. I'm sure you could find a country or two where that may not be the case. But speaking in general, certainly here in Paraguay, if you have a normal Western income, certainly if you have the sovereign CEO minimum income of $85,000 a year US, which would be $7,000 a month, you can live in any neighborhood you want. And if you pick the nice neighborhoods, which should be easily affordable for you, you will be able to indeed have a nice apartment or a decently nice house, maybe not a mansion, but a decently nice house that has all the same amenities that you're accustomed to. I'm here in Paraguay. I'm in one of the nicest neighborhoods in the entire country. And here I have strong running electricity. I have high-speed internet that has been very fine. I've been here for about 3 weeks. Perfectly fine. I'm in a safe part of town. The apartment I have, and maybe by now you've seen the YouTube video I've posted about that, or if not, you'll see it soon. The apartment I have here has normal, nice furniture. It's a normal apartment. It is perfectly fine. It is almost indistinguishable from any nice apartment you'd find in any Western country. So that's the deal on living conditions. Certainly you can choose to live in lower living conditions if you want to save money, but that'd be a personal choice. The next issue you'll need to be aware of is the internet. Can you get strong, high-speed internet in an emerging market country? In general, the answer to the question is yes, if you live in an urban area. If you live in a city and you live in a neighborhood within a city, yes, you will be able to, in the vast majority of emerging market countries, get high-speed internet, including high-speed Wi-Fi. Now, the scenario might be a little stranger than you're used to. For example, here in Paraguay, in this apartment, I have very high download speeds, but my upload speeds aren't that great. They're okay, but they're certainly not to what I'm accustomed to. So as I work throughout the day, streaming video, doing all the stuff I do throughout the day, my internet is perfectly fine. It's just as fast as what I'm accustomed to in Dubai, where I have lightning fast up and down speeds. But if I have to upload videos here, it takes a few hours. Not a big deal. I do a batch upload and then I go to bed. It's not a big deal. So you may run into weirdness like that, but that's the most difficult you'll run into. Now, sometimes in other emerging market countries, like Armenia and regions of even European countries, like when I spent time in Sicily, you will have either slower internet or fast internet that tends to go up and down a lot. If you live in one of these regions and you have no other option, what I would do if I actually moved to an emerging market country and the internet wasn't 100%, I would invest in a satellite dish, satellite internet, or whatever I could as a backup plan so I always had high-speed internet, or maybe that would be my primary form of internet, depending on where it is. Even if that meant I had to ship it in from some Western country, I would go ahead and ship it in, pay the fees, make sure it all worked, and I would get that done, if that's a big concern for you. But I have been all over the world, and I have an internet-based business. One of my companies is this one, Sovereign CEO, that is internet-based. I obviously need internet to work well. Rarely have I had problems. I've had some, but rarely have I had any significant problems with getting high-speed Wi-Fi where I am. The next thing you may be concerned about is electricity. Well, can I get electricity? Yes, you can get electricity. Well, is it consistent electricity? Does the power go out a lot? There are some emerging market countries where the electricity may be poor. Again, I have been all over the world and rarely have I encountered a problem with this. I have encountered a problem with this in Armenia, I think 2 or 3 times, where the electricity went out for about a half an hour and it clicked back on again. And in that scenario, I wasn't in the best part of town. I was in a pretty good part of town, but I just didn't take the time and effort to deal with that. And that is literally the worst I've had. So of all the emerging market countries that I've spent time in, Literally 2 or 3 times in one country have I had some problem, and when the power was out, literally is out for about a half an hour, 45 minutes, and it came right back on. It wasn't that big of a deal. Now, certainly if you're going to places like Africa, or if you're going into an emerging market country or third world country, and you're going way out into the rural areas, you may have more problems out there. If that's something you're actually going to do, spend significant time in a rural area, and you're gonna do this every year, and you're gonna live out there full time or do this on a regular basis, I would invest in a generator. I would just get it installed, get it working, so no matter what, I was covered if I was gonna spend a lot of time there. And again, that'll be a lot less expensive than you're accustomed to because these countries are really cheap. Before I go on with the other items, if you like this content, how to set up location independent income, move to a less bad country, or at least set up an international backup plan, you should subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, leave a comment on this video, leave a like on this video. That way you'll be more sure to get this content for free in the future. The next category is creature comforts. Things like, well, what about my favorite chair? Well, what about my favorite mattress? What about my favorite blankie? What about my favorite couch? Crap like that. And if you think I was just making a joke there, I have had many people I've talked to, when you talk about moving out of the country, bring these things up. Well, what about my favorite mattress? What about my favorite pillow? And so on. So first of all, as I said earlier, if you have Western income and you go to an emerging market country, you will be able to live or hang out in the most expensive part of town, expensive for the locals, not expensive for you. And in those parts of town, you will have high-end furniture stores. You'll be able to get pretty much whatever you want. Here in Paraguay, as an example, I went ahead and got a very expensive for Paraguay, office chair that I use when I'm here for more than a week or two. I also bought some big, thick blankets because I like to have heavy blankets on me when I sleep at night. I got a fan because I like to have a fan on me when I sleep. I got all this stuff, and it was not that big of a deal, and it was super cheap. But Caleb, what if there's something that I really, really, really want that's just not available in that country? Then guess what? You ship it in. So in my case, I like ergonomic keyboards, the keyboards that are shaped like this. You really can't get those in Paraguay, not that I've found. I've looked around, can't find them anywhere. So the next time I come to Paraguay, I'm gonna ship a Microsoft ergonomic keyboard out here, or God forbid, maybe even bring it on the plane with me in a check-in bag, which I don't like doing, but I might do that next time. Not a big problem. So right now I'm using a normal keyboard here, which is perfectly fine. Next time I come back here in July, I will have my ergonomic keyboard. And what you do is you just make a list of the things that you really want. You acquire those things in the country. The few things you can't acquire, you ship it in, or you bring it with you. It's not that big of a deal, and you'll be shocked and surprised at the amount of things you will be able to get that you will want in the country. The next issue is food. What about the food that I like, or the quality of the food? This is something that you would evaluate before you move there or set up that country as a flag. My standard advice is that you pick a country you've never been to that you're interested in, and you go there for at least a week. 2 or 3 weeks is better. Certainly you probably can't do that if you don't have location-dependent income. Get on that. But if you want to spend at least a week there, fine. And figure out the food scenario. See if they have the kind of food you like. If you're really picky about the types of food you want to eat because you have health concerns, or if you have health issues, you're not able to eat certain food, figure all that out when you visit the country a few times so you fully understand what food is available in the country and what food isn't. As an example, here in Paraguay, they don't have those little fruit bars that I like to buy as part of my diet. These little fruit bars where it's like 4 ingredients. It's like dates, blueberries, cashews, and almonds, and that's it. They don't have those here, so that'd be a slight problem. However, they have everything else. They have tuna, they have meat, they have steak, they have mayonnaise. They have all the stuff that I like. It's perfectly fine. They even have Greek yogurt, something else I eat for my protein. It's hard to find. You have to really hunt for it. It doesn't taste quite the same, but it's perfectly fine. But the food deal is something you'd figure out well before you made the decision to move there or set up a flag there. Obviously, if the food you love and have to have, or the food you absolutely have to have for health reasons, just isn't available at all in that country, then I probably wouldn't move there or spend a lot of time there. The last item is healthcare. A lot of you have asked about that. I have already done an entire video on that. It's right there. You can watch it there. Here's the bottom line on healthcare is once again, you'll be in the most expensive part of town. And most of these emerging market countries, not all of them, but the majority of them, have nice, quote unquote, nice hospitals for the rich people who live in the country and the Westerners like you who are visiting or expats in the country. And you'll be able to go to those nice hospitals and get most of what you need. If there are unusual procedures or unusual pharmaceuticals, then you may have to travel for those. For example, if I lived here in Paraguay, I would not be able to get any of my testosterone or HCG or vitamin shots or any of those other things that I use for my testosterone replacement program. So I would have to fly once or twice a year to go get those things and bring them back. I already have that scenario as I live in Dubai. Some of those testosterone things are available in Dubai, some of them are not. So I just go to the United States twice a year. I got to do it anyway to visit family and things like that. I pick up all my stuff while I'm there and I fly back with it, and the airports don't care. Shipping it might be a problem, but flying with it's not a big deal at all. These are just logistics, again, you would figure out before you actually spent a significant amount of time there. But yes, quality healthcare is available in most, not all, emerging market countries if you have enough money for it, and or if you have good international health insurance that is recognized by the country. And again, if that's something that is concerning to you, you would do that research when you're on the ground in the country checking things out. Not a big deal. As you can tell, worrying about infrastructure just isn't a big deal. I have never had a significant problem in any of the lower end countries I have spent a lot of time in, including here in Paraguay. And if you want more advice on 11 cool countries you should move to, you should watch that video, and I'll see you in that video right now.